The hip-hop movement in South Africa provided Generation X with a perfect outlet for their political and racial views. Let's stop and think for a second. What caused this political and racial unrest in South Africa? The apartheid was the base of much of this unrest. The apartheid was a system of racial segregation that was enforced by the South African government.
My first head-on political experience was having to watch District 6 go from a place where I could take a walk to the public library and I could go opposite to the hospital, and I used to go up and down to school in George Golding, and slowly it just faded away. The houses were literally bulldozed in front of my eyes.
Many hip-hop artists use their growing influence to address these issues that affect them directly. The South African hip-hop group Prophets of the City went on a voter education tour prior to the first democratic elections, as well as touring 65 schools on their anti-drug tour. The Prophets of the City have certainly taken advantage of the voice the hip-hop movement has provided them with. Additionally, Afrika Bambaataa, an American DJ in the 1970s, used his hip-hop influence to begin the Zulu Nation.
Bambaataa formed the Zulu Nation, a dedicated following of local hip-hop enthusiasts who organised parties and then put the money they made into community self-help projects.
The Zulu Nation had followers all around the world and pushed hip-hop to keep growing in countries everywhere.
We couldn't just walk up to somebody's wall and just start spray painting or whatnot. Things were kind of like a cultural difference altogether this side. But there's one thing that we knew how to do, was to rap.
We take this opportunity once more to pay tribute to the millions of Britons who through the years, and like others everywhere else in the world, stood up to say no to apartheid.
When the first democratic elections were held in South Africa, Nelson Mandela was elected the first black president.
Honor those who suffered for justice and freedom in our land.
Prophets of the City performed their song Excellence, the first black president, at Mandela's inauguration.
Believe that South Africa belongs to all who live in it, united in our diversity. May God protect our people.
We don't even have to be from the same country. We don't even have to speak the same language, and through hip-hop we can make a connection.
Now let's take a look at another country where hip-hop has had a totally different influence on the culture, Japan.